Businesses, industries, they're going to change because of coronavirus. And I think now is really the time to be talking about training budgets, adult education, and actually getting people into potentially new jobs and new industries. We've spoken in the past about the budget and the policies that are available for young people. But what is the government going to do for people who are out of work, who are older?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Nick, that this needs to be a package of interventions for you, whatever stage you are in the job market. So you'll be aware that there's the Kickstart scheme for younger people. That's the £2 billion interventions in terms of creating hundreds of thousands of new, fully subsidised jobs for our young people across the country. But actually, I've got a meeting very shortly with our older workers champion. We have a fuller working lives approach, which we've been doing for several years now, to make sure that people do have the skills to stay in the labour market longer and also be able to react to some of those structural changes in the labour market. We do, of course, know that there are still vacancies and skills needs. So particularly around the construction industry, care industry, digital, we need much more people in digital. We're just talking about that need in DWP ourselves this morning. So there are options. And I would say to people who do need to pivot into a new role or are thinking of doing something different, we've got our new DWP Job Help website, which will link you into DFE and the full range of support. And that's for anyone at any age.
But bluntly, the adult education budget has been cut by 3/4 since 2010. The money just isn't there for people to access funding to pivot into those kind of industries. You can't just waltz into a digital or a construction job. You need the training and qualifications.
Yeah, and I've been working with my colleague Gillian Keegan. We have been launching the new £2.5 billion National Skills Fund, and that is to help increase participation through our sector-based work academies. And that is really important. That is something where there is jobs already there. You could spend 2 or 3 weeks training, getting to know that industry, and you've got a guaranteed interview at the end of it. And I know that we've boosted funding for people who are over 18 going into local colleges. I spoke to my agricultural college nearby just the last couple of weeks, and they're really keen to put on some of those short courses and help people into the agricultural sector. Areas such as the British wine industry is absolutely thriving. They've got courses on this, and you'll actually find quite a lot of people later in life are really keen to go on those courses. And in fact, every person who works in the wine industry in the UK has got someone who's graduated from that course.
With all due respect to the British wine industry, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people here, all needing jobs all at once. The budget you're talking about, the National Skills Fund, this was a solution to a pre-pandemic problem. Surely we're going to need a larger, broader response to tackle the need for adult retraining.
Yeah, and it is our whole package of support for the jobs market, which Plan for Jobs is a £30 billion injection. And the whole package that the government's put in with the grants and loan schemes and the furloughing scheme is £160 billion. We are taking this extremely seriously. Let me, though, talk about some green shoots. There is no doubt there is challenges here. People are very worried about their livelihoods. But 3 regions we've seen have gone up in terms of employment in the last quarter. The West Midlands, Wales and the North East. We've got the Commonwealth Games coming in the West Mids next year. We're doing a huge amount of work to make sure that those people locally see the benefit of what's going to be coming to the West Midlands and to Birmingham, and doing that via our job centres. And we have seen, yes, more people are worried about redundancies, etc. But the vacancies improved last month, so up 9.8%, improving.
Yeah, from a record low. Minister, it sounds like you're grasping at straws here. I mean, this is going to be an enormous problem for the economy.
Yeah, and I don't mind grasping at straws, because to my mind, these are green shoots of important moves into recovery from what has been a handbrake on our economy caused by a global pandemic. And we have to have a mixture of interventions to help people get back into work. And we must remember as well, coming into this, we had a record number of people in employment, and we had a huge amount of people with vacancies.
Well, finally, Minister, on Thursday, hundreds of thousands of A-level students in England and Wales will be getting their results, possibly not the grades that they were expecting because of the pandemic, and then will be looking to either go into further education or into the very jobs market that we've been describing. With all that we've been talking about, what is your practical advice to those young people?
Yeah, well, I think this is going to be a difficult time for people getting their results. And it won't just be youngsters worried, it'll be parents who also may be impacted as well. So what I would say is find out what you're interested in, get in contact with your local job centre, use those online tools that are available to help boost your skills. And you will find that the more you do that, that your network grows and you'll get more opportunities as a result. And be aware that, you know, this is a long-term game. So you may need to take something or do something just to keep the pennies rolling in. It might not be a long-term career for you, but it will certainly show that you've got initiative, that you've got that get up and go, and it could lead onto something that you want to do more further. But in the meantime, will help you line the pockets, which is really important too.